Langston Hughes once asked this poignant question: what happens to a dream that's deferred? And I think about that a lot when it comes to project management, because here's the truth. If you chase the wrong certification at the wrong time, not only do you just waste money, you defer your own career. But here's one thing. How do you even know if project management is the right career for you if you never even tested the basics? When I was first getting into this thing that I love, that I hope you fall in love with, called project management, everybody had their own advice. You know the advice. Go and get your PMP. Sounds easy, right? Just slap those 3 letters on the name and boom, you have an instant project management career. Go you. Well, wait, here's the catch. What if you don't even know what it's like to be a project manager yet? How do you even know if this path is for you before you even invest all the time, money, and most of all, the accompanying stress that comes with it? I'll be honest, I was guilty of chasing the PMP dream way too early. But then it hit me. I didn't just want a title, I wanted a career. Before I make the commitment of my time and resources, I need to start from the beginning. Therefore, I took a different path. I went after the CAPM, and here's what I found out. The CAPM didn't just hand me an exam score. It gave me the fundamentals. It forced me to actually learn the terminology, to understand the building blocks, and to test drive project management in my actual real job that I was doing. Some things worked, some didn't. Quick pro tip, side note, basically, certifications in the world will not fix stakeholders who refuse to answer emails. Okay, but I digress. And, when people ask me, why do you fight so hard for the CAPM? It's very simple. Because if you don't know the basics, you will not, and I repeat, you will not know where to go when you need answers. Think about it from a pro athlete that you admire. Mines are LeBron or Steph Curry. But when you think about it, they still practice the fundamentals. Steph Curry practices his 3-point shooting. LeBron focuses on the fundamentals of understanding the game from the offense and the defensive side of the ball. See, the CAPM is your layup. It's your 3-pointer. Therefore, when you combine those fundamentals with the reality of leading an actual project, you don't just earn a certification. You earn something that's more important: clarity. The clarity about whether project management is the career you actually want sets us up for our very first principle of today. Principle number 1, choose certification strategically. Certifications are powerful, but they're not the golden ticket. They will give you credibility, structure your learning, and signal to employers that you are serious about your profession, but they do not replace experience. And not every certification aligns with your goal. Choosing strategically means investing in the ones that actually move your career forward. Why is this important, family? Too many new PMs waste years of chasing the wrong letters when a smaller, more targeted certification could open the right door. If you're not intentional, you'll collect badges while others collect promotion. Experiment with these actionable tips. Look at 20 job postings you want. Go on Indeed, go on Monster, go on LinkedIn, and look and see what certification based on where you are currently at. Right now, I'm speaking to my new project manager. Or I should say individuals that are thinking about either getting in project management or are working a job and saying, hey, I am a coordinator or a business analyst, you name it, and start seeing what certifications that the employers are looking for. And write them down, please. Next one, ask working PMs what certifications actually help them land a role. I'm going to give you, I didn't even plan on doing this, family, but this is what I love about my content. And when I get a chance to really just, dig into my career, if I had to do this all over again, I would have started again with the CAPM. And I did. I did start with the CAPM. And the reason why I started with the CAPM is because of the fact I wanted to understand the foundation. Now, if you're someone that has 3 years of actually leading projects, of course you should go and get your PMP because you have the experience and you're using terminologies within that in your job around project management. But if you are the other piece of that where Maybe you do have 3 years of actually leading projects, but you really truly don't have the foundation of project management. I will still say to get your CAPM, because if you get your CAPM, it's going to be all you have to do is just switch over to get your PMP, because CAPM is foundational. CAPM is something that sets you up for success for the PMP anyway, because there's a lot of foundational material in the PMP, but it's just expanded upon and it's situational. Okay, I'll get off of that. And my last and final one, if you are brand new to project management, again, CAPM or a CSM, being a certified Scrum Master, might be a starter before jumping into the PMP. Here's my professional insight. Certifications validate what you already know. They don't teach you how to lead. You use them as leverages, not crutches. But I know what you're thinking. Before you decide which path to walk, you got to ask yourself a singular question. That singular question is, who are you in this story? That takes us to the next principle. Principle number 2, start with self-awareness. Project management is not a one-size-fits-all. Some thrive in spreadsheets, schedules, others shine leading through chaos. Self-awareness is knowing which lane naturally you can excel in so you can play to your strengths rather than fighting against them. If you ignore this, you will feel like you're pushing uphill in every project. This is important, family, because if you don't know your natural strength, you will burn out chasing a role that doesn't align with you. Matter of fact, it just won't fit you. Self-awareness ensures you choose opportunities that amplify what you do best, which accelerates growth and builds confidence instead of draining. Experiment with these actionable tips. Journal what energizes you afterward versus what drains you. Next one. Take feedback seriously. How do others describe your impact? And the last and final one, align your career steps with your strengths, not what's trending. Here's my professional thought on this one. The fastest way to fail is to pretend to be somebody you're not. That does not mean you cannot become the person you want to be, but find out who you are now so you know where you need to grow in your journey. I like that, family. And I know once you know all yourself and you're believing in yourself, you realize one thing. There isn't just one way to enter into this field, into what I love called project management. Principle number 3, recognize that entry points differ. Family, I will let you know. There's different ways to actually get into this industry of project management. I took the angle of business analyst, did a little bit of project coordinator, and then went into full-time project manager. But you could have done a project coordinator and got in there. There's multiple ways. There's not a one-size-fits-all. Some people do get lucky where they come onto an opportunity. I mean, they're looking for someone who's looking for a project manager, and someone says, hey, I got experience in coordinating something. And they're like, all right, well, you're the project manager, or they're resource constraint. So what am I saying? I am saying that the reason why this is important is because everyone thinks there's a single direction. Like, all right, I'm a business analyst. From business analyst, I go to this and then I go to that. That doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it does, but in some of my friends, even my own individual career, it didn't go that way. It went business analyst. I did a little bit of project coordinate, then boom, right into project management. And I had to learn different things as they say, on the job training. So it's important, family, that you look at what your goals are, what you're looking to achieve, and be willing to be adaptable and pivot. If an opportunity comes up, if someone say, hey, we're looking for someone to lead this project, you might want to volunteer because this will give you an opportunity to get some real life experience. And who knows, maybe if you do such a good job that they'll say, you know what, we need to make you our project manager. But you probably say, well, I don't have the experience. Well, you just led a project, you led it effectively, you led it under budget, you made sure scope was intact, you made sure that we got it done on time. Well, to me, these are essence of project management. Experiment with these actionable tips. Reframe your past work into project management language. You know what I mean by that? Deliver, led, manage. Next one. Don't wait for the title. Act like a PM where you are. Find opportunities where you can lead in your current role. And the last and final one, use a contract or internal roles as stepping stone. Listen, family, your first project is probably already on your desk. It just doesn't have the title project manager stamped on it. But of course, once you step in, the first shock is that nothing is as clear as the textbook. Principle number 4, get comfortable with uncertainty. Again, get comfortable with uncertainty. Requirements change, stakeholders change, project team members change. Priorities go from 0 or 10, I should say, to priority number 1. What am I saying? Priorities can flip overnight. Welcome to this thing that I love, that I hope you fall in love with, called project management. See, learning to be adaptable is non-negotiable. Uncertainty is an instant failure of planning. It's a reality of complex work, and complex work requires an adaptable mindset, meaning the plan didn't work. We're going to change to this new plan. And sometimes I've noticed, especially my new project managers, that they have a challenge with this, especially if they went and got training in project management. The challenge is that you're so used to saying, well, I built out this huge, this Gantt chart. I have this entire project management plan, but we're like, this is not working. We need to make a change. We find out some more information that we weren't privy to when we started this project. So the Gantt chart, scrap it. We're starting from ground zero. The project plan, lay up right into the basket. Because of the point I'm trying to make, family, is that we have to have an adaptable mindset. This is why I love Agile so much, the Agile mindset. And I'm so glad PMI integrated this into project management, because it's important. It's important, family, because teams look to PMs for stability. If you freeze, they freeze. Being able to adapt, though, even on uncertainty, separates career PMs from those who end up giving up and giving in. Experiment with these actionable tips. Always document assumptions where information is incomplete. Next one, break problems into experiments. What does that look like? Test, adjust, and repeat. And the last and final one, learn to say, here's what we know, and here's what we don't know. Here's my professional insight on that, family. Uncertainty doesn't kill project. Silence does. Speak up when things are unclear. And I know, speaking of clarity, the simplest trick that saves careers is this: writing everything down. You knew, if you've been following me and been paying attention, this was going to be in here somewhere. You just didn't know. Principle number 5, write everything down. Work becomes your memory. Documentation beats conversation. Agreements, risk, action items, if not documented, it didn't happen. Your notes aren't just reminders. They are historical records and a leadership tool. What feels like extra work today becomes your shield tomorrow. Why is this important? People forget. People leave. People blame. Written records protect you from the he said, she said battles, and gives your teams clarity when memories fade. A disciplined approach to documentation keeps the project moving even when people don't. Experiment with these actionable tips. Send summary emails within 24 hours of meetings. Next one, keep a decision log. Is your best friend, especially in disputes. And the last and final one, use one source of truth. Was that SharePoint, OneDrive, whatever that is, Asana, Confluence, Jira, whatever you name it, just use one source. Because here's my professional insight. In a year, nobody will remember what you said, but they will remember how you treated them. And when it comes to those receipts, the most powerful one is answering a single question. Principle number 6, who owns this, is the most important question you're going to ask in meetings, emails, and any other medium that you need to have conversations on. Every task needs an owner. Otherwise, it dies in the gap between, well, I thought you had it, and I assume you was going to do it. See, ownership creates accountability, visibility, and momentum. It's the difference between intention and execution. Why is this important? Ownership drives accountability. Without a project crawl, relationships slip, and deadlines evaporate. A single clear owner can prevent weeks of wasted time. And you know what I dislike? That whole finger point piece. Experiment with these actionable tips. Every meeting, clarify who is responsible for each action item. Next one, write the owner's name next to every deliverable. And the last and final one, if nobody owns it, stop the project until somebody steps up and takes ownership. Here's my professional insight on this. Ownership doesn't mean blame, it means clarity. And it's if nobody's name is on it, it's just wishful thinking. Of course, even with ownership, project challenges your leadership, your confidence, and most of all, your grit. That's where my favorite, I saved it best for last, is resilience. Principle number 7, develop a resilient mindset. You will face missed deadlines. You will face finger pointing. You will face executive fire drills. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks without losing focus. It's not about being unshakable. It's about recovering quickly, keeping a positive perspective, thinking ahead where everyone else is thinking behind. Why is this important? Without resilience, stress eats you alive. It makes you even feel like you want to quit before you have an opportunity to grow. A resilient mind is what allows PMs to survive tough projects, and you will have them keep their team grounded, and you will have a challenging team. But what comes out on the other end is the team is stronger. You're stronger and not bitter. Experiment with these actual tips. Keep perspective. One project won't define your career, but it will expose you to where you have an opportunity to grow. Next one, build habit outside of work. I don't care if that's exercise. I don't care if that's journaling. I don't care if that's reading more about project management, but you need to find things that recharge you. And the last and final one, when things become chaotic, and they will, you will feel overwhelmed. But I ask you to ask yourself 2 questions. First question, what can I learn from this? And the next one, what can I control? Here's my professional insight. A PM's career isn't built on smooth projects. It's built on how you handle the ugly ones. And sometimes surviving those ugly projects means flexing how you lead. Principle number 8, experiment with leadership styles. Again, experiment with the leadership styles. Not every team responds to the same style. Some need coaching. Others need direction. Some thrive in being more in an autonomy type leadership style. Your opportunity, your job is to experiment with styles that lets you find the right balance of authority, trust, and most of all, motivation. Why is this important? Adaptability makes you a leader people follow, not just a title holder. The wrong style can stall the progress, while the right one unlocks performance and respect. The ability to flex is what makes you valuable across industries and teams. And let me add some more context for you, family. I had to learn this because I had to understand that everybody does not need to be led, the same way. Some people do need extra attention. That doesn't discredit them from the person who doesn't. This is just what they need. So you need to find out what your team needs. You can't just put a one-size-all leadership style on everyone, because you will get pushback. You will have people that will tell you to your face everything is good, but deep down, they're not giving their best because you haven't pulled out their best. You need to find out what lights them up. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox and get back to today's episode. Experiment with these actual tips. Observe what motivates each team member. Next one, try both directive and facilitative approach. And the last and final one, ask for feedback and then actually adjust. Here's my professional insight. Rigid leaders break under pressure. Adaptive leaders bend without snapping. I like that, family, because when you combine adaptability with resilience, with documentation, with self-awareness, you start carving out a real path into project management. If you stayed this long with me, first of all, I appreciate it, because I know there's a bottom line. And that bottom line is certifications are definitely valuable. But if you understand why you're pursuing them and don't just waste time chasing letters because everyone says that's the path you need to go on, you'll start aligning your career stage. You'll start aligning your goals You'll be able to understand why you're leading this particular project and then understand the types of projects you want to lead. See, if you're brand new to project management, something like a CAPM gives you the fundamentals, the terminology, the confidence to actually test drive project management. If you already have years of experience, the PMP validates that expertise and opens door at a higher level. With that being said, the point I want you to understand, know your why before you sign up. The right certification at the wrong time can distract you, but the right certification at the right stage, at the right time, can accelerate you. In project management, it's just like sports. It's the fundamentals that combine with timing that sets you up for a long-term success. If you're new to the episode, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, hey, listen, that just simply means Ed. Until next time.